Ear notching is one of those systems that's a little bit funky until you figure it out, and once you figure it out, you'll never forget it. If you do have any questions on ear notching or anything else, please let me know, because it can be a little complicated to learn at first. But like I said, once you figure it out and once you've gotten the hang of it, you'll never forget it, and it's super easy. So ear notching uses this little special notching tool. They're actually called ear notchers, to cut out little V notches on an animal's ears. Typically, we only see this in swine. Really, and each ear indicates something different. Okay, so the left ear indicates the individual number of the pig, whereas the right ear indicates the litter number of the pig. And when we say left and right, really you need to keep in mind that you need to visualize it as if you're standing behind the animal. Okay, so the animal's left and the animal's right. So if you're to stand behind the animal, your left will be on their left and your right will be on their right. If you're standing and you're facing them, it's opposite. Okay, so think about if you go to shake hands with somebody, you extend your right hand to their right hand, and their right hand comes from the opposite side of their body than yours, if that makes sense. Okay, so just think about shaking hands with somebody and how you're coming diagonally across the two bodies. That's how it is with pigs as well. If you were to think about standing behind them, then your left and your right would line up. So the notches in a pig's right ear indicate the litter number again. And again, remember the pig's left ear indicates the individual number. Now, the way you remember this, you want the left ear to be the litter number. That's what your brain wants to think. And the reason that your brain wants to think that is because litter and left both start with the letter L. But you have to remember, it's the opposite of what your brain wants it to be. Okay, so if you just remember that the system goes opposite of what your brain wants, you'll never get it wrong. So this is the ear notching system. Okay, so on this pig, you can actually see where they have cut notches in this little pig's ear. Okay, so anything in the bottom half of the ear close to the head, that indicates a 1. All right, and then anything on the bottom half of the ear close to the tip of the ear indicates a 3. Anything on the top of the ear close to the tip is going to indicate a 9, and anything close to the head on the top of the ear is going to indicate a 27. The very tip indicates an 81. The only time you would ever need to indicate an 81 is if you're indicating a litter number, not a pig number. A female is never going to have 81 piglets, so you're never going to have to worry about having an 81 as a pig number. But you might need it for a litter number. Now, the way that you work this system, 1 times 3 is 3, okay, and 3 is the next number that's indicated. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 is the next number that's indicated. 9 times 3 is 27, and 27 is the next number that's indicated. 27 times 3 is 81, okay? So it works on multiples of 3. And if you look in any one section, you're only going to find 2 notches in each section. Okay, you won't find 3. So each notch in the 1 section is going to indicate a number 1. Okay, so if you have 2 notches in the 1 section, they each indicate a 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So that's how you would indicate a number 2. So that's how you count the numbers. Okay, so each notch in a section counts as 1 of that number. So two notches in the 1s would indicate a 2. 2 notches in the 3 section would actually indicate a 6 because each notch indicates a number 3. We've kind of already talked about this, but any notches on the bottom of the ear near the head mean a 1. Anything on the bottom of the ear near the tip means a 3. The tip of the ear itself means 81. On the top near the tip means 9, and on the top near the head means 27. And that goes for both ears. It's a mirror image. So the left ear, because it indicates the individual number, is only going to have 1, 3, and 9 notches. You're not going to find 27 piglets. You're certainly not going to find 81 piglets in a litter. Okay. And remember, an animal can have only 2 notches in any location except for 81. 81, you can only have 1 notch. So if we look at this pig right here, and we're going to determine what the litter number and what the individual number are for this pig. First, determine which ear is which. Okay, so if you think about it, your right hand, think about where your right hand is. okay? And then think about the opposite ear, because we're facing this pig head on, okay? So the opposite ear is going to be your litter number. This ear right here is your litter ear because this is the pig's right ear. This ear is the left ear, okay? So that's going to be the pig's individual number. So let's look at the litter number first, okay? So we have one notch down at the bottom, close to the head, that's a 1. We have 2 notches in the 3 section, so that means a 6. So we've got 6 plus 1 is 7, okay? And then we have 1 notch on the top of the ear close to the tip, which would indicate a 9. So 9 plus 7 is 16, okay? And then on the individual ear, we have just 1 notch, and that notch is in the 3 section. So if we look at it, we've got 1, 3, 3, 9, and a 3. So we have litter number 16, pig number 3. Okay, so the way that this would read if you're talking to somebody, you would say, hey, go get me the 16-3 pig. The 16-3 pig means litter number 16, pig number 3. And so those litters, you would know which litter was number 16, and then once you got to the 16 litter, then you find the pig with the number 3 notch, and you got your 16-3 pig. Again, I know ear notching can be a little bit funky. Please let me know if you have any questions on that or anything else we've covered this week, because we have covered quite a bit between finance and ID. This is one of my favorite ones to do. I really like playing with ear notching, especially. I like to challenge myself. I like to see if I can take a number and make it with ear notching. And so far, I have not stumped myself. Not to sound braggy, but I have not been able to stump myself yet on figuring out how to indicate a number with the ear notching system. Now, as always, you kind of have a limit, okay? So, if you have a notch in 81, 2 notches in 27, 2 in 9, 2 in 3, and 2 in 1, that's the highest number you're going to be able to get to on one ear. But pretty much any number that you need to make, you can make. Play with a little bit, see what you think, and let me know if you have any questions.